it goes from the acquisition of raw materials to the acquisition of wisdom. And then once wisdom is acquired, then that diamond in the sky is created. Planar square, part dos. So the point of the mind is to build pyramids. What is a pyramid? A pyramid is a feat of proportion and measurement. It is built through the acquisition and consolidation of raw materials or information. So information is clay. Information is the raw materials you get from the earth. It's just what you see. That's Gemini. Gemini is just see, speak, see, react. It's like the two siblings that are like 2 years old, ma, 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 ma. It's just information. And it's sort of an acquiring of information. So once we have the information, then we need to distinguish the information from itself, right? So like once we have our clay, we need to now figure out a way to create distinct clay pieces. So we need to be able to differentiate the information that we've acquired. We need to be able to consolidate it. So that's Virgo. So what that looks like when we're building pyramids is gathering the information is clay, and then Virgo takes the clay and it creates bricks. And Virgo in Gemini is hands, right? Mercury is hands. Gemini will go and collect the clay with their hands, because think about like a kid in the sandbox. And then Virgo takes that clay and forms it into a brick. It forms it into a brick, and then it forms it into another brick, into another brick. And basically what it's doing is it's taking the clay and it's differentiating it from itself. It's creating distinct versions of the clay. Virgo takes raw information and creates distinct units within that information. Then once you have all the bricks, what you need to do is you need to do a little math. You have to have a propensity or a inclination to use your higher mind. So that's Sagittarius, the scientist, the alchemist. And so what Sagittarius does is says, okay, Virgo, I see your bricks, and I'm going to measure each brick. And I have this rock, right? And I'm going to say, okay, each brick is 3 lengths of this rock across and 2 width. I'm just making that up. And so now it has a ratio of the brick. And now it says, okay, how do I arrange these bricks to where it's going to create an equal proportion from the dimensions of the brick? What's interesting about Sagittarius here, so this is kind of where we get into Gnosticism. So if we look at Gemini and Virgo, that's kind of agnosticism. So agnosticism is you know what you don't know, right? You're very aware of what you don't know. So Gnosticism is you don't know what you know. So that's Sagittarius and Pisces. Gemini and Virgo, it's very bottom-up process, right? It's just like what's in front of me and what can I build from what's in front of me. And then once you get to Sagittarius, then it becomes a top-down thing because it's the higher mind, right? The lower mind, bottom-up, Mercury. The higher mind, top-down. So that's Gnosticism, right? You don't know what you know, meaning there's this wellspring of knowledge within you and you're unaware of it. So that's why you would meditate. So that's why I like Sagittarius and Pisces. It's Jupiter. It's the teacher, the spiritual teacher. So you meditate to find out what you don't know that you know. Sagittarius doesn't really know what it's doing. It's the archer, so it just shoots. It just aims as best as it can and it shoots. It has no way to be certain that it's going to hit the bullseye, but it learns through experience. Sagittarius definitely doesn't get it right the first time, but sometimes it does. It's weird. It's lucky too. But anyway, so then it just starts building, and then it figures out. So this is really what Gnosticism is. Gnosticism is basically, not only is there a wellspring of knowledge within me that I'm not aware of, there is also some higher order in existence that I'm not aware of and that like I can discover, right? Like it's discoverable, and it doesn't even know it's making a pyramid. That's what's so amazing about it. But it somehow figures out that these dimensions with this math, it makes the pyramid. It's like halfway through the pyramid and it's like, damn, I'm building a pyramid. And that's sort of when it hands off to Pisces in a way, because Pisces, what is Pisces? So Gemini was information, Virgo's comparison, Sagittarius is proportion, Then Pisces is measurement. So now, once we're halfway up building this pyramid, now we're realizing we're building a pyramid. That's when we get to Pisces. And Pisces is what? Pisces is the pinnacle. Pisces is how high this pyramid has reached. And what does a pyramid represent? A pyramid represents wisdom and understanding. Okay, so the pyramid itself represents wisdom. And then when the pyramid is fully formed, once that final capstone has been placed, then a diamond in a higher dimensional plane, but you can see it, that's sort of mirroring the pyramid. That diamond represents understanding. If you look at the diamond, literally, it's like a platform and it's pointing down. It's like understanding. The height of the pyramid is symbolically connected to how high into the higher realms, into spirit, you're going for information. The taller the pyramid, the higher the information. The pyramids of Egypt, there are actual chambers. They're meditation chambers that you would go in and you would connect with spirit. You build a pyramid to access higher information. And we started with just this clay, and then we have these bricks, and then we magically form these bricks into this pyramid. And then we realize, oh, this pyramid is here to connect us with spirit. And that's Pisces. Pisces is the realization, oh, there's spirit. It's more than just this bottom-up process. Because Sagittarius is really where you start to believe in a higher top-down order, because you literally are just given these bricks. It's just interesting to you to find the dimensions of these things and seeing what you could build. And then Pisces is actually that connection point to spirit. It's actually this reaching up towards the heavens and opening yourself up to something bigger than you. You've built this pyramid. You've reached all the way up to spirit for no reason, really. You just built this pyramid purely out of curiosity and instinct and whatever. And then you get there and it's you kind of see why you're doing it. Once the capstone is on the pyramid, it represents the acquisition of wisdom. It goes from the acquisition of raw materials to the acquisition of wisdom. And then once wisdom is acquired, then that diamond in the sky is created, which is like a ultimate understanding. Basically, this whole story of building pyramids is the story of this bottom-up process of density and working your way up and ascending into something more refined.